is the culmination of a year's journey. A journey of sacrifice, failure, triumph, opportunity, and destiny. It is nights like tonight where superstars are born, where dreams become reality. Under these lights, legends will be created, legacies will be finalized, and those destined for immortality will seize the day. And it all begins right now. The Beast incarnate, Brock Lesnar, is on Raw. What happens when the modern day irresistible force meets the immovable object? Two passionate Lucha Libre superstars clash in a cruiserweight battle, looking to walk away with a gold. Opportunity knocks for the best teams and unlikely of duos, all striving for the same end goal of being champions. 15 years separates his last appearance on this stage from tonight, but can Mr. Pay-Per-View topple one of the most dominant forces in recent memory with the added advantage of Extreme Rules? Two of the best to ever fly across the pond and grace American soil with their talents will look to outstrike the other in a war of all wars. A man once said to be a chosen one is out to silence the naysayers, prove his doubters wrong, and prove his supporters right. Walks into the grandest stage with a revolutionary who is operating on his highest level ever. Look into the eyes of the challenger, the man who will try to knock Seth Rollins off the top of the mountain at the grandest stage of them all, WrestleMania. These two all-stars with a list of accolades miles long will meet man-to-man, warrior to visionary in the main event. It's win or go home. All or nothing for these superstars. Knock down barriers. Push yourself to limits never reached before. Accomplish your ultimate dreams or fall and prey to your opposer. Tonight, destiny awaits. Only the best of the best on this night, on this stage. Become immortal. Become a champion. Live for the moment and never look back. Tonight, we set sail on a new journey, a journey that can start or end with winnings or failure. To the victors goes the spoils. These are the moments we dream about. So get ready to take the stage because we have arrived at WrestleMania, and it's lights, camera, action in 5, 4, 3, 2, action!
And now, WWE presents the Global Entertainment Spectacular, WrestleMania.
$65,900 plus fans have sold out Raymond James Stadium in Tampa Bay, Florida for the greatest sports entertainment extravaganza of all time. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, around the world to WrestleMania Saturday.
The following contest is scheduled for one fall. It is for the WWE Cruiserweight Championship.
And what better way to kick off the greatest stage of them all than with the prestigious Cruiserweight Championship of the World on the line between these two legendary luchadors. Welcome to WrestleMania Saturday, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for joining us for the live premiere. And here comes the #1 contender, the leader of Legado del Fantasma, the Emperor of Lucha Libre, Santos Escobar. Santos Escobar is no stranger to Cruiserweight Championship gold. Last year, he held the Cruiserweight Championship from April the 11th all the way till June 26th at SummerSlam. That was his second reign here in WWE, as he also held the gold down in NXT. Santos Escobar, world-renowned, especially in his home country of Mexico, where he was a one-time Cruiserweight champion in AAA. Santos now meets the greatest mask of all time, Rey Mysterio, for the first time ever in World Wrestling Entertainment, and looks to acquire yet another Cruiserweight championship. This is going to be one hell of a matchup between these two men, and you know, a little bit of personal vendetta between these two men as well. Santos Escobar took out Rey's son Dominik a few weeks ago on SmackDown, and we haven't seen Dominik since. But nonetheless, we kick off WrestleMania in a grand way. The greatest mask of all time has arrived, and he's popping through the sky in style, only a way Rey Mysterio can. The bright colors of the greatest mask of all time, the most legendary luchador in history, and of course, the WWE Cruiserweight Champion. Rey Mysterio has held the Cruiserweight Championship for a total of 4 times in WWE. He is also a former 5-time Cruiserweight Champion back in WCW. As a matter of fact, Rey Mysterio is also the one and only one half of the WCW Cruiserweight Champions back in the day as well. Rey Mysterio, the biggest little man of all time, as they've called him. He has reached the top of the mountain in WWE. He has been the World Heavyweight Champion, the WWE Champion, but Rey Mysterio as of late, these last couple of months on SmackDown, going back to his Cruiserweight roots, retaining the Cruiserweight Championship at this stage in his career. And what a moment it is for Rey to return to the grandest stage of them all with that very gold. What a way to kick off WrestleMania Saturday. The WWE Cruiserweight Championship of Friday Night SmackDown is on the line. Let's send things down to the ring for your official in-ring introductions.
Introducing the challenger from Mexico City, Mexico, weighing in at 200 pounds, Santos Escobar. And introducing the champion from San Diego, California, weighing in at 175 pounds. He is the WWE Cruiserweight Rey Mysterio.
Match number 1 of WrestleMania weekend. It is already a big fight feel here in Raymond James Stadium, Tampa Bay, Florida. A capacity crowd at hand, here to witness the first time ever meeting in WWE of the #1 contender, the Emperor of Lucha Libre, Santos Escobar, versus the Cruiserweight Champion, Rey Mysterio. Thank you for joining us, ladies and gentlemen, all around the world for WrestleMania. And here we go, Santos Mysterio, some SmackDown Cruiserweight action to kick us off. It's going to be a great night here in Tampa Bay. The first of 2 WrestleMania extravaganza events. Santos Escobar looking to leave with his 3rd Cruiserweight Championship here in WWE. Rey Mysterio looking to retain DDT by the champion. Rey has retained the gold over the one and only Ricochet, the man he defeated for the gold back on January the 1st at the Royal Rumble. Going for the cover there, not just yet. He's also retained the gold over one half of Los Lotharios, Humberto Carrillo, in recent weeks as well. And Mysterio now defends the gold for the 3rd time in this reign as he sends Santos Escobar to the outside. And Rey Mysterio now awaiting the Emperor of Lucha Libre to get to his feet. And here comes Rey coming out the sky with the crossbody. And you hear Tampa Bay giving their love to Rey Mysterio off that dive to the outside. The Cruiserweight Champion throwing caution in the wind to retain the gold tonight. Now Rey going for a dive here, and Santos Escobar was able to duck out of it there, and Rey Mysterio crashing and burning at ringside. There's the danger of high-risk maneuvers. Rey Mysterio knows that, but willing to throw caution in the wind, all in the means of walking away the Cruiserweight Champion. Rey Mysterio, not only as a decorated Cruiserweight Champion in years past, but he has been on this stage, WrestleMania, competing in Cruiserweight Championship matches before. My goodness, what a kick by Santos Escobar. This is Santos Escobar's first appearance on the grandest stage of them all. Will he crack under pressure, or will he thrive under the bright lights? As for Rey Mysterio, his WrestleMania debut came back in 2003 against Matt Hardy for the Cruiserweight Championship at WrestleMania 19. Also participated in WrestleMania 20 in 2004 in a Cruiserweight Championship matchup. Mysterio, no stranger to WrestleMania. He's gotten the job done here in the past. Will he get it done tonight against Santos Escobar? Escobar whipping Mysterio down to the canvas and now following up with those boots. Santos Escobar has been all over the map on SmackDown the last couple of weeks. Wait a minute, the Emperor go to the top with a splash on Rey Mysterio. We've seen Escobar engage in battles with Rey's son Dominik. Again, Dominik has not been seen for a number of weeks on SmackDown, at home nursing injuries due to Santos Escobar's attacks. And Escobar has been at the throat of Dominik Mysterio. We saw him in a matchup against Tyler Bate. 2 matchups against Tyler Bate over the last couple of months. Last time we saw Escobar in action, defeated Akira Tozawa on SmackDown to earn this Cruiserweight Championship opportunity. And on top of the attack on Dominik, remember Santos ambushing Rey Mysterio a few weeks back after Rey's win over Drew Gulak. So Santos Escobar obviously picked the right moments against Rey to get this opportunity tonight, but Rey looking to show up and show out. Tornado DDT on the #1 contender. The reigning defending Cruiserweight champion taking down Escobar. Springboard. Wait a minute. Splits out with it. Bulldog by Rey. Rey Mysterio is digging down deep tonight. Pulling out maneuvers we have not seen out of this man in a long, long time. This is for that drop kick there. Santos Escobar had it scouted. This is your first of 8 contests here tonight on WrestleMania Saturday. The first matchup of a 2-night WrestleMania weekend extravaganza. Escobar now taking down Rey Mysterio. Again, he has been at the top of the mountain in the Cruiserweight division before, looking to do it again right here tonight at WrestleMania. About 10 months after he won his last Cruiserweight Championship last year at Backlash. Back and forth these last number of minutes. Santos Escobar getting tripped up by Rey Mysterio now. And now the Cruiserweight Champion. Oh no, tilt to whirl. Escobar going for a ride. Mysterio takes him down. Now Rey's got Escobar in position again, and there's the drop kick he was looking for a few moments ago. That ended up giving the momentum to Escobar into the cover here to retain. Not just yet as Santos gets the shoulder up. 2 Lucha Libre legends. 2 Mexico All-Stars battling it out on the world's grandest stage for WWE's Cruiserweight Championship. Mysterio putting Escobar on the top rope here. What does the champion have in mind? Going on the shoulders willingly of Santos. My goodness, a Frankensteiner from the top rope. And Rey into the cover. But Santos Escobar gets the shoulder up. Rey Mysterio thought he had it there. Willingly puts Santos Escobar on the top rope. Climbs up the opponent. On the shoulders of Santos, Frankensteiner down to the canvas, but not enough to keep the #1 contender down. Take nothing away from Santos Escobar, one of the best SmackDown talents on the roster. There's a reason he has been a champion in the past. Has all the tools to beat Rey Mysterio. As great as Rey Mysterio is, a future Hall of Famer, all the accolades Rey has achieved, Santos Escobar definitely has the tools to walk away tonight as the Cruiserweight Champion. Wait a minute, speaking of all the tools, Mysterio trying to pull one of his out there. Springboard moonsault, but he crashed and burned. Now Escobar gonna take advantage off that misstep. He's got Mysterio on the top rope here. And oh, wait a minute, what's Escobar got in mind? Oh no, I think we know what the Emperor of Lucha Libre is thinking up. Dropping Rey Mysterio on the top rope. And that may be all she wrote. We may have a new Cruiserweight Champion. Not just yet as Mysterio gets the shoulder up again. Escobar trying to take the wind out of the Cruiserweight Champion sails. We're gonna go for a powerbomb here. Oh, never mind, Mysterio. Look at that. Bit of a West Coast pop. But Escobar gets the shoulder up. Back and forth, the pendulum swings of momentum in this Cruiserweight Championship matchup. 2 near falls there. Both men almost had the other. Both men looking to walk away with the Cruiserweight Championship of the world. Now Rey's got Santos in the corner, and what a boot! Rey Mysterio, we talked about all the reigns he has had at the Cruiserweight Championship. The title, these guys are, well, wait a minute, Santos Escobar, Phantom Driver out of nowhere! And that's gonna do it. Escobar's leaving Tampa Bay with gold! No, Rey Mysterio gets the shoulder up. How the hell did Rey Mysterio pop the shoulder off the canvas? The Phantom Driver usually puts every opponent away, but Escobar staying on the offense here. Foot on the gas pedal, trying to tap out Rey Mysterio. If Mysterio gives up, the Cruiserweight Championship is leaving in Legado del Fantasma territory. Mysterio able to get out of that submission hold here, but that was a close call by Rey. You gotta wonder the effects as he goes to split Santos. Escobar got out of the way. Snap suplex by the Emperor of Lucha Libre. Back into the cover. Mysterio gets the shoulder up again. Rey is fighting from underneath right now, trying to survive. There's a nice drop kick to take out. Santos can stop his momentum, at least for a moment. Couple of close calls there. The Cruiserweight Championship almost heading to the Legado del Fantasma locker room. As we are about to mention before Santos hit that Phantom Driver out of nowhere, these two men fighting over a championship that has been held by so many greats, including Rey Mysterio, including Santos Escobar, who hits a crossbody on Rey, including the late great Eddie Guerrero, including Chris Jericho, Dean Malenko. The list goes on of incredible Hall of Fame and future Hall of Fame talents that have held the championship these two men are battling over tonight. Rey Mysterio's tried showing some signs of life. Escobar hit that crossbody and immediately stole the momentum right out from the Cruiserweight champion. Rey Mysterio, I know we just said it, but we gotta mention it again. He is really fighting from underneath right now in this Cruiserweight Championship match. That Phantom Driver absolutely changed the trajectory of this contest. Never count out the biggest little man. There's a counter by the champion. Now Mysterio will be going for a suplex of his own here. Oh no, Escobar goes behind. And there's another German by the #1 contender. And what a Cruiserweight Championship match these two men are showcasing right now to kick us off here at WrestleMania. And Mysterio takes out the leg of Escobar again. It's the first time these two men have ever met in a WWE ring, and they're absolutely giving it their all and leaving it all in the WrestleMania ring tonight. Mysterio trying to get some signs of life in this matchup. There's a drop kick to the dome of the #1 contender. Mysterio's fighting from underneath. It's now or never for the Cruiserweight champion. He took a lot of offense for a few moments on Santos Escobar. Rey's got to get back into this thing. Now looking to split Santos again, and there's a DDT, and immediately Rey goes into the cover. No waste in motion, but Santos Escobar having none of it. Rey picking up Legado del Fantasma's leader. You notice Joaquin Wilde, Raul Mendoza not at ringside tonight. Santos Escobar coming out alone. Wants to do this thing fair and square, and you got to commend Santos for that. Escobar heading back to the top rope, courtesy of Rey Mysterio here. What a maneuver by Rey, and immediately hooks the leg into the cover. And how the hell did Escobar get the shoulder up? Tampa Bay is loving what they are seeing out of these two legendary luchadors. The Cruiserweight titles on the line. Santos Escobar versus Rey Mysterio. Mysterio is moving in that ring like it's 1996, and Santos Escobar is still able to survive the offense. And meanwhile, another tilt-a-whirl by the champion takes down the #1 contender. Will the reigning and defending champion Rey be leaving with the gold, or is Legado del Fantasma's leader Santos Escobar gonna have a new championship in his long list of accolades already? Santos Escobar has held championships all over the world, decorated star in Mexico. Wants another reign here in World Wrestling Entertainment as Mysterio mask a headbutt right to the gut. Santos Escobar really controlled a few minutes in this matchup after that Phantom Driver, but Rey Mysterio now finds himself in the driver's seat of the last few minutes. All comes down to who's going to be the last man standing and who's going to have enough left in the tank to outfight the other and walk away with the Cruiserweight Championship. Oh no, Santos down to a knee. Here comes Rey, popping the neck with the neck breaker. Nice floater there by the Cruiserweight Champion. And now Mysterio heading to the top rope. What's to come? Double stomp right to the gut and immediately rushes in to the pinfall. No! Santos Escobar kicks out again. What the hell is it gonna take to put one of these men down for good tonight? Tampa Bay certainly not opposed to these two men continuing this fight. Holy hell! Did you see that moonsault into a tornado DDT by Rey Mysterio? And somehow Santos Escobar is still swinging for the fences. This Cruiserweight Championship match may be the best defense of the Cruiserweight title that we have seen in years here in WWE. Meanwhile, Escobar goes for the kick. Mysterio having none of it. A kick of his own. Here comes Rey. Snap suplex to Escobar. And now Mysterio heading back to where he's most comfortable, on the top rope. And you see Santos trying to get to his feet, but he is all kinds of dazed and confused right now. The #1 contender's on spaghetti legs, and he's got to get his wits about him now or never. The Cruiserweight Champion on the top rope. I think he's lying in wait, waiting Santos Escobar to be aware here. And there's a Hurricane Rana by the champion. Rey Mysterio going high risk, high reward on multiple occasions tonight. And there's Santos Escobar at the cutoff, follows it up with the leg drop. We gotta be near over 10 minutes in this matchup as Escobar nails that super kick, and he's got his eyes locked on the mask of Rey. I could be looking for the Phantom Driver there, I'm not exactly sure, but Rey is again trying to fight off Escobar. Unloading with the kicks. Oh, wait a minute, Mysterio. Wait a minute. Rey Mysterio going for a WrestleMania-sized 619. Escobar's down. Springboard. Frog splash. Mysterio directly to the cover. And Rey Mysterio retains the Cruiserweight Championship of the world. What an incredible matchup to kick off WrestleMania Saturday. You gotta give it up to the leader of Legado del Fantasma, the Emperor of Lucha Libre, Santos Escobar, threw everything in the kitchen sink at the greatest mask of all time tonight. But Rey Mysterio fighting from underneath, digging down deep to retain the Cruiserweight Championship.
Here is your winner, and still the WWE Cruiserweight Champion, Rey Mysterio!
Well, after an incredible defense against Santos Escobar, you add him to the list alongside Ricochet and Humberto Carrillo, and you gotta wonder who's gonna be next to step up to Rey Mysterio for the WWE Cruiserweight Championship of the World. Well, ladies and gentlemen, coming up next here on WrestleMania Saturday, it is the finals of the 2023 Dusty Rhodes Tag Team Classic. And before we kick off the bell, let's take a look back at what has been an incredible tournament between these Raw and SmackDown tag teams. On January 30th, we kicked off the 2023 Dusty Rhodes Tag Team Classic, but for the first time, featuring superstars from Monday Night Raw and Friday Night SmackDown. Since that date, 8 teams have battled it out to come one step closer to stepping foot inside the squared circle on the grandest stage of them all. Damian Priest and Dominik Dijakovic will represent Raw in the finals on Saturday night. They outlasted the Viking Raiders in the opening bout and made their way through the New Day in the semis. As for SmackDown, Mustafa Ali and Ricochet have combined their talents together to become a force from the sky in the tag team division, defeating Imperium in the first round, followed up by a win over Legado del Fantasma. These two former singles champions have a shot to make history. Not only is the prestige of winning the Dusty Rhodes Tag Team Classic at stake, but an opportunity to move on to WrestleMania Sunday and challenge Johnny Gargano and Tommaso Ciampa for the WWE Tag Team Championships of the world. With brand supremacy, a legendary tournament, and a title matchup on the line, who will be the last team standing? Tag Team Wrestling takes center focus at WrestleMania, and these two deserving teams head into battle right now. It is time for the 2023 Dusty Rhodes Tag Team Classic Finals, where not only the winners will gain the prestige of winning this tournament, but will move on to tomorrow night, WrestleMania Sunday, to battle Johnny Gargano and Tommaso Ciampa for the WWE World Tag Team Championship.
The following contest is scheduled for one fall. Introducing first, from Tingsboro, Massachusetts, weighing in at 270 pounds, Dominik Dijakovic.
As Dominik Dijakovic makes his way to the ring, we want to remind you of the history of the Dusty Rhodes Tag Team Classic since the inaugural tournament back in 2015. This is the first time the tournament is taking place on the main roster, but in years past it has been an NXT staple. And since then, in 2015, the inaugural tournament won by Finn Balor and Samoa Joe. 2016 won by Akam and Razor, the Authors of Pain. 2018 won by the Undisputed Era. Fun fact here, 2019 won by Aleister Black, and a man competing tonight in this very matchup, the one and only Ricochet. 2020 won by Matt Riddle and Pete Dunne. 2021 MSK. And 2022 last year in NXT won by Brutus and Julius, the Creed brothers.
And his partner, from New York, weighing in at 249 pounds, Damian.
So what team from the main roster, whether that be Raw or whether that be SmackDown, will get added to that historic list of winners of the Dusty Rhodes Tag Team Classic? Damian Priest, Dominik Dijakovic representing Monday Night Raw. As you saw in the video package prior, they defeated the Viking Raiders in the first round and what was a Match of the Year candidate already in 2023. And then they moved on to meet Kofi Kingston and Xavier Woods and defeat the New Day ultimately in the semifinals. Now tonight, Priest and Dijakovic here on the grandest stage of them all, representing the red brand, and they will fight it out with Friday Night SmackDown's finalists in Mustafa Ali and Ricochet. And here comes the heart and soul of Friday Night SmackDown.
And from Chicago, Illinois, weighing in at 182 pounds, Mustafa Ali.
2022 was a career resurgence year for this man, and Mustafa Ali is back on the grandest stage for the first time since WrestleMania 34 back in 2018, and very deserving at that. Mustafa Ali owned several victories over Seth Rollins last year, became United States champion, unfortunately for just under 2 weeks, but after a couple of rough months, Mustafa Ali finding his way back to the top of the mountain here in the Dusty Rhodes Tag Team Classic. But it all comes down to this tonight. Can himself and his tag team partner Ricochet make their way through Priest and Dijakovic to move on to WrestleMania Sunday and challenge for the World Tag Team titles? Ask and you shall receive. Say his name and he shall appear. The one, the only. It's a WrestleMania-sized Ricochet.
And from Paducah, Kentucky, weighing in at 190 pounds,
If Mustafa Ali is the heart and soul of Friday nights, well, you are looking at the human highlight reel of the blue brand. Ricochet held the WWE Cruiserweight Championship for over 180 days last year, and now finds himself already back in championship contention here at WrestleMania. You want to talk about a deserving spot on the grandest stage of them all? You want to talk about successful 2022s? Look no further than that man inside the squared circle. But it all comes down to tonight. It's only part one of this World Tag Team Championship story, but tonight is about securing the 2023 Dusty Rhodes Tag Team Classic, and the bell has sounded and we're off. Mustafa Ali starts it off for SmackDown. Dominik Dijakovic starts it off for Raw, and these two men, no strangers to each other. Former members of Retribution several years ago, and remember last year, April the 11th, at Backlash, when Mustafa Ali was in the midst of his rivalry with Seth Rollins, he was in need of a tag team partner, and who did he call? That was the man he is in the ring with right now, Dominik Dijakovic. A lot of history between these two men. Respect and history goes out the window tonight when the Dusty Cup and a tag team title opportunity are on the line. Ali, of course, the faster, if you will, competitor of the two, but Dijakovic certainly with the strength and even just as much agility as any man. Damian Priest in the ring right now. This is going to be a very interesting matchup. We have talked far and long, Damian Priest and Dominik Dijakovic, two of the most complete WWE superstars from bell to bell. Size, strength, agility, they got it all inside of the ring, which makes them such a dangerous duo. Here comes Ricochet getting tagged out, or tagged in I should say, by Mustafa Ali, and in there with the Archer of Infamy, Damian Priest. Ali needed a moment to rest as the human highlight reel of SmackDown. Ricochet is back inside the squared circle. And right now, you're looking at the two men who were successful this past week on Monday Night Raw and Friday Night SmackDown. Of course, we saw a pair of triple threat matches. The first took place on Monday night. Ricochet, Johnny Gargano, Dominik Dijakovic, and a triple threat on Monday Night Raw. The one and only walking away with the victory, pinning Dominik Dijakovic in that matchup. And then on Friday Night SmackDown, Damian Priest, the man who is looking for a razor's edge on Ricochet right now, and he hits it flush. The Archer of Infamy, wait a minute, he's not done, springboard, and a splash to Ricochet. Anything you can do, I can at least try to do better, says Damian Priest. But as we were mentioning, this past Friday night on SmackDown, Damian Priest in a triple threat matchup with Tommaso Ciampa and Mustafa Ali, and Priest pinned Ali in that match. So already some history throughout the last 7 days between these two tag teams, thanks to Raw and SmackDown as Dijakovic enters the fray, and a tilt-a-whirl backbreaker. And this matchup has really been all Dijakovic and Priest since the opening bell. Ricochet and Ali have really had the speed and agility advantage over the teams that they have fought so far in this tournament. Yes, they fought Imperium. Yes, they fought Legado del Fantasma, two more cruiserweights, but Ricochet and Ali are on a whole different level. But tonight, how will those strong suits fare against Dijakovic and Priest? Because right now, they don't got an answer, or I may have spoke too soon as Ricochet using that forearm to full fruition there. Ricochet not afraid to throw strikes with the best of them. Will do what he must to get his hand raised from bell to bell. The shooting star pressed by the man who does it oh so great. Ricochet ain't just a one-trick pony inside of that ring. He may be the human highlight reel. He may take it to the sky more often than not, but there's a reason he held the Cruiserweight Championship last year for as long as he did. That's because he's got a full arsenal of abilities that he's able to utilize at any time. Off the tag team maneuver from Ali, and Ali going for the drop kick again on Dijakovic. It does not land, but the Tornado DDT certainly does. Into the cover. Will that do it? Not just yet as Dijakovic gets the shoulder up. If there's one thing Ali and Ricochet got to realize tonight is they got to be ready to play the long game with Dijakovic and Priest, two men who are no strangers to going the distance from bell to bell. Dijakovic sits out with the powerbomb on Ali. Dijakovic and Damian Priest, oh wait a minute here, hold that thought. Dijakovic's in the corner, and he has got his eyes locked on Mustafa Ali. What a big boot, heard round the world, into the cover to move on to WrestleMania Sunday, and Ricochet breaks it up, but Damian Priest right there to try to take Ricochet off his feet. Dijakovic now turned his attention to the one and only. He better keep his eyes on Ali, however. Ricochet counters it out, neckbreaker, sets up Ali perfectly, and we end up getting a little tag team maneuver by Ali and Ricochet. back to the thought from a few moments ago, Dijakovic and Priest, they were the WWE World Tag Team Champions. They won the gold back on September the 10th of last year, defeating Dominik and Rey Mysterio at Judgment Day. They held the gold all the way to the Royal Rumble on January 1st, but they lost them to the current champions, Gargano and Ciampa. So I'm sure Dijakovic and Priest from Raw would love to finally get that rematch with DIY, but they got to get through Ricochet and Ali from SmackDown tonight. Ricochet back into this, and he cuts Dijakovic in half in the corner. Heads back in. We got to stay on Dijakovic. You see this size difference between these two men, and Dijakovic obviously has the strength advantage as well. Feast your eyes on that incredible athlete. And a tag made back to the Archer of Infamy. Both teams getting some fresh legs in there, well, as fresh as you can get, as Ricochet now gonna use the same offense and cut Damian Priest in half. Now staying on the apron, but our watch here, follows it up with a neck breaker. Incredible sequence of maneuvers by Ricochet, and I think we know what's coming. The one and only does this better than anybody. What a moonsault! Into the cover to move on to tomorrow night. Damian Priest kicks out at 1. We said it a moment ago, we'll say it again. Priest and Dijakovic, no strangers to go in the distance. We have seen them do it in their tag team championship reign. Ricochet with a Phoenix splash off the top rope. Talking about making a WrestleMania moment, but not able to finalize it right there as Damian Priest again gets the shoulder up. Ricochet has already thrown caution in the wind multiple times in this matchup. How much more can he keep up that offense from bell to bell as Priest and Dijakovic continue to survive? Priest on the outside, wait a minute, Ricochet's wheels are spinning and he hits to the sky, the human highlight reel, serving that nickname correct. Tope and heel-low over the top rope, down goes the Archer, and Ricochet, I don't think he's done just yet, or heading back inside of the ring, as Damian Priest is trying to get his wits about him right now. Tag made to Mustafa Ali, who misses for the super kick wildly, and Damian Priest looks to take advantage. Again, it was just this week on Friday Night SmackDown where Damian Priest used the reckoning on Mustafa Ali, got the pinfall and walked away. And that triple threat match the victor. Dijakovic trying to pin his former leaders. Ali gets the shoulder up again. Sure, Gargano and Ciampa got to be watching this matchup with close eyes, hoping both these teams just beat the hell out of each other and leave nothing left for the winners to walk into WrestleMania Sunday with tomorrow night. And the tag team titles of WWE are going to be on the line. Down goes Ali again. And Dijakovic tags in Priest, seeing some frequent tags here from the Raw tag team. But Ali, full head of steam, and a vintage DDT out of the arsenal of a former United States champion as he sends Damian Priest over the top rope and down to the floor. And Ali over the top with the corkscrew. Mustafa Ali coming to WrestleMania to show up and show out tonight. Make a name for yourself, young man. Damian Priest down on the floor. There's a springboard moonsault by Ali. Ali wants to see his name in lights here at WrestleMania. Down goes Damian Priest, and Friday Night SmackDown's tag team are clearly in the driver's seat of the 2023 Dusty Rhodes Tag Team Classic Final. Priest gets a much-needed tag to Mr. Feast Your Eyes, Dijakovic. Oh, wait a minute here. Dijakovic catching Ali off guard and using his own move on him. The Koji clutch, Ricochet in there to break things up, but that was a smart maneuver by Dijakovic. You want to talk about catching your opponent off guard, just use his own move on him. Oh no, Dijakovic, no wasting motion here. Feast your eyes on Ali. And that's gonna do it. Raw's team is moving to WrestleMania Sunday, but Ricochet breaks things up, and how close was that? If Ricochet did not save the day there, you gotta believe the Feast Your Eyes would have punched Dijakovic and Priest's ticket to tomorrow night. Somehow Ali is on his feet, and somehow he springs up for the DDT again. Ali going to the well with what works in this matchup. Anything to topple the obvious stronger and taller competitors. And follows up, oh, misses for the super kick, and Dijakovic just takes his head off there with the clothesline. Dijakovic with the tag to Priest, Ali with the tag to Ricochet. Both these men, as fresh as they can be, gonna look to take out the other. Meanwhile, Damian Priest, down goes Ricochet. Broken arrow there by the Archer of Infamy. And keep down Ricochet as he takes Dijakovic off the apron and takes Priest down as well. And now heads to the top rope. Keep an eye on Ricochet as he goes for his second Phoenix Splash of the match. The ribs of both men gotta be crying after that maneuver, and Damian Priest somehow, someway, gets the shoulder up again. Ricochet's not done. Pedal to the metal right now. Recall knee, and that's gotta do it. And Dijakovic in to break things up. You hear the chants from 65,000 plus here in Raymond James Stadium. Tag team wrestling on showcase here on the grandest night of the year. Meanwhile, Ricochet, German suplex. Incredible straight there by the one and only as he takes Dijakovic off the apron again. Got to divide and conquer here. Ricochet, top rope, shooting star press. Nobody does it like the human highlight reel, and Friday Night SmackDown's tag team have won it all. What an incredible tag team matchup, and you can mark it in the history books. Representing Friday nights, Mustafa Ali, Ricochet, the winners of the 2023 Dusty Rhodes Tag Team Classic.
Here are your winners, Mustafa Ali and Ricochet.
Certainly a hard-fought victory tonight, but their weekend is not over yet. Not only do they gain the prestige of being the winners of the 2023 Dusty Cup, but Ali and Ricochet are moving on 24 hours from tonight to challenge Johnny Gargano and Tommaso Ciampa, DIY from Raw, for the WWE World Tag Team Championship. WrestleMania Sunday gets bigger with the tag team gold on the line. It is time for Extreme Rules.
The following contest is an Extreme Rules match. Making his way to the ring from Battle Creek, Michigan, weighing in at 235 pounds, Rob Van Dam.
Here comes a man who knows the term Extreme Rules better than anybody. A former ECW World Heavyweight Champion, a former ECW Television Champion, a two-time ECW Tag Team Champion, a WWE Hall of Famer, a man who has once held the WWE Championship, and a man who is making his first appearance on the grandest stage of them all since 2007 at WrestleMania 23. RVD is back at the show of shows tonight, and he has got a monstrous competitor awaiting him, but RVD wanted this fight. He picked this fight with Karrion Kross, and I don't think RVD is complaining about the stipulation of Extreme Rules being added to the fray. But the doom and gloom has come over Tampa Bay with the harbinger of doom, the punisher of pain, Karrion Kross. And there is a reason that Karrion Kross is not accompanied by Scarlett tonight. One reason and one reason only, and that is the danger of an Extreme Rules match. Anything goes, no disqualifications, no countouts, pinfall or submission only inside the squared circle is when this thing will come to an end. And Karrion Kross has had a dominant participant year since returning to the WWE back in the fall. He owns victories. Look at this list. Over John Morrison, Isaiah Swerve Scott, Cedric Alexander, R-Truth, Jordan Devlin, Eric of the Viking Raiders, most notably a victory over the phenomenal AJ Styles. Karrion Kross only has suffered one loss since his return, that coming at Elimination Chamber over Pete Dunne. And you remember Karrion Kross had fought Sheamus in the main event of Raw several weeks ago, a match that went to a draw that led to Karrion Kross brawling away with a beatdown on Sheamus after the bell, which then of course led to RVD making his appearance, saving Sheamus, and of course instituting this whole issue with Karrion Kross. And now we find ourselves with Anything Goes and Extreme Rules here at WrestleMania. Karrion Kross, a former two-time NXT champion, has yet to held gold again since returning to the WWE, but you gotta believe the more victors will come spoils, and we will see in the future for Karrion Kross. But tonight is about putting RVD in his past, but tonight for RVD is about getting his hand raised for the first time at WrestleMania since 2007. Anything goes, no disqualifications, no countouts. It is Extreme Rules here at WrestleMania, and the bell has sounded and we are underway. RVD unloading on Kross with some kicks to kick us off. RVD has found himself at the top of the card on Monday Night Raw the last number of months. He has competed for the WWE Championship. He was in the final two back on January 1st from the Royal Rumble match. And now is back at WrestleMania with one of the most dominant superstars in recent history in WWE, Karrion Kross, as RVD's springboard goes for the signature kick, but Kross had it scouted there. And to my knowledge, I'm looking back at the history books as we speak. This is the first time Kross and RVD have ever been in the ring with each other. My God! And after tonight, RVD may be hoping it's the last time him and Karrion Kross are ever in the ring together. Kross just letting RVD go spine first in the hardest part of the ring and follows it up with a suplex. Anything goes, no countouts. These guys can brawl away at ringside all they want, and the referee is absolutely helpless to stop it as RVD eats the apron again. These two Monday Night Raw superstars with a score to settle tonight as Kross is just ragdolling Mr. Pay-Per-View at ringside. Don't count out RVD though, trying to get to his feet, but Karrion Kross having none of it. Oh no, gut wrench. Suplex on the outside. Kross unloading on RVD. Now wait a minute, looking underneath the ring. Karrion Kross grabbing a chair on Rob Van Dam. And RVD, oh luckily I think he was able to avoid it there. Might have caught his feet, but RVD follows it up with a bulldog. Avoided disaster as Kross was trying to go to the extreme tonight. And oh no, RVD utilizing some of that strength. Karrion Kross in the barricade and a kick to the side of the head. Oh, wait a minute now. RVD, you want to talk about going to the extreme. He's muscled up. Those steel steps, they ain't any lightweight. And head first on Karrion Kross. Holy moly. RVD has got that chair. Wait a minute. Karrion Kross getting to his feet at ringside. RVD, here he comes. Oh my God, over the top rope. My sentiments exactly, RVD. And we said it while he was walking down the aisle. If anybody knows Extreme, it's Mr. Pay-Per-View himself. Steel step, steel chair. Oh, wait a minute. Van Daminator. Classic Van Dam into the cover. That might have did it there, but Karrion Kross gets the shoulder up. That might have did it on an average man, I should say, but Karrion Kross is no average man. He is no average superstar inside of that squared circle. Now Van Dam would not Karrion Kross. Oh, off the apron again, and Kross, big lucky for him, just avoided the steel steps on the way down. Now Van Dam heading to the top rope. Here he comes, going for a leg drop, but Kross got out of the way, and the tailbone of RVD has got to be crying for mercy right now after Karrion Kross avoided disaster. Kross heading back to the ring. He grabs the chair. RVD has got the steps. Oh my goodness, and the steel steps to the back of Kross. Don't bring a knife to a gunfight. Extreme Rules at its finest here, folks. WrestleMania, go big or go home. And that's what both of these superstars got in mind tonight. Oh no, RVD. We said go big or go home. He's bringing the wood to the fight. He's got a table in the ring. Kross trying to chase after RVD, but I don't know if you're winning the quickness game with the whole damn show. At least might be winning the defense game there. Was able to avoid the kick and the Saito suplex. Signature out of their playbook of Karrion Kross early on here, and RVD got the shoulder up. And that has put away several competitors, but early on in this matchup, a Hall of Fame superstar, not enough. Wait a minute, straight jacket early on as well. RVD struggling to get out of this here. And Van Dam able to break the hold. And it is a rare occurrence to see somebody get out of that straight jacket, but again, you got to play that into the fact that it's early on in this matchup, and Van Dam has been hold for Kross from bell to bell so far. And RVD is setting up that table. Van Dam's wheels are spinning here tonight at WrestleMania. Trying to drag Karrion Kross by the neck, but Kross having none of it. Back and forth we go, shot for shot right now. What the hell does RVD got in mind here? Kross again able to avoid it. He knows RVD wants to utilize that table. Remember, Kross put RVD through a table a couple of weeks ago in the backstage area. Gotta wonder what the condition is of RVD ever since. Now Van Dam again. Both these men struggling for position with this table looming in near sight. Oh no, Kross goes for the suplex there, and again, RVD avoided it, but another suplex by Kross. These are gonna start to add up eventually. Count of two there, RVD struggling to get up. A little bit of a slower count. Wait a minute, Kross, power bomb, right through the table. Karrion Kross puts the table to good use. And RVD, you see the heart of this guy getting to his feet. Karrion Kross, moments, oh, wait a minute, a lot to call here. RVD trying to steal the victory. Let us catch up to speed. RVD got put through a table, dragged his carcass to the canvas. Karrion Kross tried to introduce in a kendo stick. RVD was having none of it, and now Van Dam is taking it to the sky. And now here comes RVD, rolling thunder. And will that do it? In Extreme Rules, Karrion Kross gets the shoulder up. Man, these two guys are no waste in motion tonight. And now Van Dam heading back out to the outside. What is RVD got inside that brain of his? Is Karrion Kross struggling for position right now? Now follows Van Dam, and he tries using the chair, but Kross is able to avoid it. Karrion Kross has been trying to avoid those weapons all night long, but has no problem utilizing them. Now Karrion Kross getting that kendo stick that he wanted to introduce moments ago, but RVD able to counter. And did you hear that shot to the gut? And a kendo stick is what RVD broke over the body, broke over the flesh of Karrion Kross a few weeks ago on Raw. Tables, steel chairs, kendo sticks, steel steps. These guys brought everything to the dance tonight. Now Van Dam ain't satisfied. He's looking back underneath the ring, and he's pulling out yet another table. RVD, whatever he had in mind with that original table, obviously not satisfied with the result. He's wanting to go back to the drawing board. As he sets that up in the ring, Karrion Kross grabs a chair, RVD looking to avoid it, and the chaos, as hard as it is to call, continues in this matchup. And what a night it has been here on WrestleMania Saturday already, as RVD has got Karrion Kross in a precarious situation with Kross throwing that elbow right to the eye of RVD. Now Kross again with a suplex. Oh, RVD might have landed on the chair there, a little out of our vantage point. Not sure if he did. Able to avoid the chair, but nonetheless, a count of two, and RVD back to his feet as Kross is heading back onto the ring. And this crazy son of a bitch has brought a bat into the ring. Karrion Kross, we're going to talk about swinging for the fences. He brought a damn baseball bat to Tampa Bay, Florida. We are not in the Rays Stadium tonight. We are in the home of the Chiefs, and Karrion Kross is leaning up against the table. Luckily, the table didn't crack on him, but RVD follows it up with a moonsault there. RVD is smelling wood tonight. He wants to use that table. He has been searching for it all night long in this matchup. Not able to put it to use just yet, but now repositions it again in this matchup. Karrion Kross trying to avoid it at any means necessary. Oh no, Saito through the table! RVD's lower body caught the table, and the second Saito of the matchup, and Karrion Kross walks away with the victory. RVD, his extreme mind was being put to use, but I think honestly, Karrion Kross's assault mixed with RVD's being persistent, I should say, of trying to use that table was honestly the detriment of him in this contest.
Here is your winner, Karrion Kross.
Well, RVD picked a fight with Karrion Kross, and unfortunately, Karrion Kross finished it. Van Dam's return to WrestleMania not going his way as the Harbinger of Doom walks into his first appearance at the grandest stage and is walking away victorious. Ladies and gentlemen, WrestleMania Saturday set to continue. Oh, wait a minute. Bianca Belair? She ain't scheduled to be here.
The following contest is scheduled for one fall. It is for the WWE Women's Tag Team Championship. Introducing the challengers first, from Knoxville, Tennessee, Bianca Belair.
Well, I stand corrected. It looks like we have an answer to who Shotzi's tag team partner is after Tegan Knox went down with an injury a few weeks ago. The WWE Women's Tag Team Championship set to be defended. Candice LeRae and Indy Hartwell taking on Shotzi and the EST of WWE, Bianca Belair. And there is no shortage of history between Bianca and this woman, the ballsy badass of WWE, making her WrestleMania debut.
And her partner, from Oakland, California, Shotzi.
Well, the rivalry with Bianca Belair is really what kick-started Shotzi's breakout year in 2022. A series of matches between the two women concluded back on June 26th of last year at SummerSlam, where Shotzi defeated Bianca Belair to win the WWE Women's Championship. Of course, that would lead into Asuka cashing in and Shotzi not even holding the gold in her hands that night, but regardless of that, Shotzi and Bianca, they know each other very well, and a lot of mutual respect between these two women. And after Tegan Knox, Shotzi's original tag team partner for this matchup, went down with a knee injury in her matchup with Indy Hartwell a few weeks back, it looked like Shotzi went with who she respected, went with who she could trust, and went with somebody who has been to this stage, WrestleMania, and has thrived under pressure, that being the EST, Bianca Belair. And Candice LeRae and Indy Hartwell, God only knows how they're feeling just moments before heading to the ring tonight to defend their championships, not knowing who Shotzi was gonna bring out to be her tag team partner. Now Candice and Indy finding out they gotta compete not only against the ballsy badass, a former two-time women's champion, but also against one of the toughest, strongest, and most baddest women in WWE, Bianca Belair. But nonetheless, these two women lack confidence nowhere. Candice LeRae, Indy Hartwell, your current reigning WWE World Tag Team Champions of the Women's Division. They have held that gold for 93 days, winning them back on Thanksgiving night at Survivor Series in the finals of what was, of course, an 8-woman tournament. They defeated Io Shirai and Xia Li on that night and have held the gold ever since, successfully defending over Alexa Bliss and Liv Morgan back at Raw Homecoming in December, and then back on January 1st at the Royal Rumble, defeating Sasha Banks and Naomi to retain the gold as well. Ever since then, Candice LeRae and Indy Hartwell, they've been enthralled with this issue with Shotzi, and originally Shotzi had recruited Tegan Nox to help solve the issue. But again, Tegan going down with an injury in a matchup with that woman, Indy Hartwell, a few weeks ago on Raw. And now Bianca Belair steps up. And will we have new women's tag team champions tonight here at WrestleMania? That is the question that lies ahead. Whole lot of history between all these women in this matchup, especially Bianca and Shotzi fighting over the WWE Women's Championship last year, but now they have a chance to hold championships side by side here at WrestleMania. A look at the champions, a look at the challengers. And we are set for our next tag team, or excuse me, I should say our next championship matchup. First of two tag team championship matches of the weekend. Our second championship matchup of WrestleMania Saturday. The ballsy badass Shotzi and her new tag team partner, the EST, Bianca Belair, take on Indy Hartwell and Candice LeRae up the way for the women's tag team titles. And immediately Bianca Belair making a difference in this matchup, showing off her strength. Indy Hartwell, a lot of strength to that woman as well, and especially a lot of agility. Indy Hartwell, no stranger to taking things to the sky. And here at WrestleMania, any means necessary to get your hand raised to walk away with the gold. We all wonder when Bianca Belair's music hit what she was doing out here tonight. Was not originally scheduled to compete. But look at this, Bianca Belair gets a tag team championship opportunity and is looking to make the most of it. Takes down Indy Hartwell, and now here comes the ballsy badass Shotzi, who more than anybody has got a score to settle with Indy Hartwell and Candice LeRae. Ever since Shotzi lost the women's championship to Asuka at the Royal Rumble, she's been enthralled in this issue with the way, and Candice LeRae and Indy Hartwell really used their numbers game to an advantage on Shotzi. Shotzi had to go and find a tag team partner to at least even the odds, and now all these issues lead to a tag team championship match here tonight. Now Shotzi taking down Indy Hartwell. I'm sure Tegan Nox is watching at home, resting with her knee injury, wishing Shotzi and now Bianca Belair the best and hoping to see the way go down tonight after their 93-day women's tag team championship reign. Shotzi looked like she was going for a Saito there, while Indy Hartwell lands on her feet. Now rolling up Shotzi here, not enough just yet. Indy trying to steal the victory. Obviously the bigger and stronger competitor in this matchup versus Shotzi. Bianca Belair certainly the strongest woman in the entire match. Shotzi, a former two-time women's champion, as we mentioned. She defeated the woman who was standing on her apron tonight, standing by her side, Bianca Belair, to win the inaugural one. Now the ballsy badass got Indy Hartwell in a predicament. Now tags back in the EST of WWE, Bianca Belair. This new tag team already looking good. Bianca and Shotzi know each other well from being opposed to each other. That's got to utilize in some way when you're standing side by side. But nonetheless, Indy Hartwell was able to get out of the way there, and Bianca crashed and burned. And now a tag made to Candice LeRae. Candice, a veteran of the squared circle. More experience than all of these women inside of the ring. And definitely one half of the reason the Way have been as successful as they have been. Remember Candice and Indy, as we mentioned, they won the titles in the finals of a tournament back at Survivor Series, a tournament that they absolutely dominated, and we talked about then, back in the fall. They were the clear-cut favorite to win that tournament, as they were the team with the most experience. And they really have that going for them again tonight, as Candice and Indy Hartwell, with all their experience as a tag team, former NXT Women's Tag Team Champions as well, face another inexperienced tag team in Shotzi and Bianca Belair. Oh, wait a minute, Shotzi going for the sliced bread, but Candice LeRae able to counter. Bianca got the tag to the ballsy badass. Shotzi was going for the kill, but Candice LeRae had it scouted. Candice LeRae now finds herself still an advantage of this matchup. Bianca's down and out, and at least for the moment, this thing becomes a handicap match. Now Candice bringing Shotzi to the top rope. Superplex! Dead center of the ring goes the ballsy badass. Candice goes for the cover to retain the Women's Tag Team Championships, not just yet. You know, what makes the team of Bianca and Shotzi even more interesting, and it was not that long ago that they were on opposing sides of the ring again from each other. You were back on January 22nd in Elimination Chamber. Shotzi, Bianca Belair were down to, well, at least two of the final three in the Women's Elimination Chamber matchup with Becky Lynch. Bianca Belair eliminated Shotzi as well from that match in Anaheim on that night. Clearly, again, mutual respect and trust there between these two old rivals. And now Shotzi trying to win the titles tonight, but Candice gets the shoulder up again. Candice with the kick up, and there's again Candice the right cut and Shotzi off. And the more experienced team has obviously got the upper hand as Candice takes a cheap shot on the EST and another one and drop kicks Bianca off the apron. Shotzi dragged her body over to the corner to find no tag team partner waiting. And a code red by Candice LeRae. Shotzi gets the shoulder up, but again this matchup stays a handicap at least for a moment. The Way have effectively cut Shotzi off from her tag team partner. And if this offense keeps up, we're going to be looking at Candice LeRae and Indi Hartwell retaining their tag team championships. Indi went for a cover there. Shotzi was able to get out of it. Now the ballsy badass trying to fight from within and get back into this tag team title matchup at WrestleMania. Shotzi finally gets to her corner. A much-needed tag on the EST, Bianca Belair. And now Bianca and Indi Hartwell back where we started in this tag team matchup. And look at this strength by Bianca. Indi, no small woman, able to muscle her up and face plant she goes on the canvas. Might have hit the ropes on the way down too, as now she tags Shotzi back in. Clearly a strategy was planned out between the EST and the ballsy badass, and they're trying their best at least to execute that strategy to fruition. Indi Hartwell, again the Way, the more experienced tag team through any team in the women's division. The impressive Indi off the neck breaker there. Shotzi's really taken a lot of offense in this matchup. I'm not sure I agree with Shotzi tagging back in so soon after Bianca came into this matchup, and Indi Hartwell is just unloading on Shotzi right now. I hate to count against two former women's champions, and it may be against my best interests, but Candice LeRae and Indi Hartwell, they are coming off very untouchable tonight as Indi Hartwell, a frog splash from the top rope, and Shotzi able to get the shoulder up, but a close call there for the challengers for the titles. Candice and Indi got to be the clear-cut favorites, not only coming into this matchup, but as we are experiencing this contest right now. Shotzi trying to fight back into this matchup. She does not want to leave WrestleMania empty-handed, especially with her original tag team partner, the shiningest wizard Tegan Knox, watching and supporting at home. A tag made of the EST, Bianca Belair going to use her strength on Candice LeRae to try to fight back into this matchup. And here goes Bianca with the moonsault into the cover to win the gold, not just yet. Candice LeRae, obviously the faster of these two competitors. Bianca Belair definitely the stronger. Now Belair again going to showcase some of that strength, and does as she did to Indi Hartwell moments ago. Face plants are on the canvas. Bianca Belair has got to follow it up. And a shooting star press by the EST. But unlikely there, does not go for the cover. Bianca throwing that shooting star at Candice. And meanwhile, Shotzi, she says, I'll go for the opportunity to win the gold, and Indi Hartwell breaks things up. Bianca, I think, should have gone for the cover, but I guess nonetheless, Indi Hartwell is lying in wait for the cover. Meanwhile, Candice LeRae trying to steal the victory over the ballsy badass. No, Shotzi gets the shoulder up at the last second. Whipping Shotzi off. Shotzi able to avoid it. Shoulder blocking through Candice LeRae, whatever she had in mind. Goes for the kick. What a knee! This thing's starting to break down here. Here's a little strength out of Candice LeRae. Has got Shotzi. Pins her on the canvas. Every time it looks like Shotzi and Bianca are going to get back into this tag team matchup, the way is right there to cut off their momentum. The women's tag team champions do not want to leave Tampa Bay, Florida empty-handed here. And oh no, Candice LeRae could be looking for that face plant. And she is in enemy territory is Shotzi. Far away from her own corner. Bianca Belair just has to sit and watch. Goes for the cover there, but there's Bianca. Still getting into this matchup. Meanwhile, Indy Hartwell trying to go after Belair. Candice LeRae turns her attention. She better pay attention to Shotzi, however. Wait a minute. Springboard. Holy hell with the reverse Rana. Candice LeRae going for the kill. Going for the exclamation point. The face plant didn't do it. Goes for the reverse Rana, but still, the ballsiest badass of World Wrestling Entertainment has still got fight left in her somehow, some way. Bianca and Indy Hartwell are going at it on the outside. Meanwhile, Shotzi, slice bread. Will that do it to win the gold? That it does! Shotzi and Bianca Belair have dethroned the 90-day free reign of the WWE Women's Tag Team Champions. What a matchup. When it looked like they were going down, you can't count out the newest team.
Here are your winners, Bianca Belair and Shotzi.
You know, the way really controlled the majority of this matchup, but the EST, Bianca Belair and Shotzi did not give up hope, did not give up fighting, and in the end they are walking away of WrestleMania, the new WWE Women's Tag Team Champions. Well, ladies and gentlemen, coming up next here at WrestleMania, it is the return of the American Nightmare, Cody Rhodes, but on the other end, All Day Austin Theory, looking to turn that nightmare into Austin Theory's own WrestleMania dream, one-on-one for the first time ever. Big fight feel here in Raymond James Stadium. It is time for the return of the American Nightmare. But up first, the man who calls himself the now of WWE, All Day, Austin Theory, is here on the grandest stage of them all, looking to make his name shine brighter than ever.
The following contest is scheduled for one fall. Making his way to the ring from Atlanta, Georgia, weighing in at 220 pounds, Austin Theory.
Austin Theory was looking for a road to WrestleMania, and when he failed to take away Matt Riddle's WrestleMania dream back on Saturday night's main event a few weeks back, he turned his attention towards the returning American Nightmare, Cody Rhodes. Theory said, "You're coming back to WWE, not on my account." Austin Theory is out to spoil the American Nightmare's dreams here in Tampa Bay, Florida on WrestleMania Saturday.
Wrestling has more than one royal family.
Ladies and gentlemen, it has been several years, but finally, the American Nightmare, the prodigal son, has returned. Cody Rhodes is here at WrestleMania.
And his opponent from Atlanta, Georgia, weighing in at 258 pounds, Cody Rhodes.
For the first time since WrestleMania 32 in 2016, Cody Rhodes is here on a night where the stars shine brighter than ever, on a night where the lights are brighter and the crowds are louder, and the stage is as big as can possibly be. Cody Rhodes is home in World Wrestling Entertainment. I got goosebumps. This is what WrestleMania is all about. The Now, All-Day Austin Theory versus the American Nightmare, Cody Rhodes. Cody Rhodes' father was honored earlier tonight in the finals of the Dusty Rhodes Tag Team Classic, but now the prodigal son takes center stage here in Tampa Bay, Florida. And the matchup is underway. The bell has sounded. Cody Rhodes is back, and Austin Theory's looking to spoil the American Nightmare's dream. Tampa Bay, Florida can't believe their eyes right now. Cody Rhodes here at WrestleMania, and he's taking the fight to Austin Theory. Look at the aggression. Look at the passion pouring out of Cody. Has Austin Theory bit off more than he can chew tonight on the grandest stage of them all? That is the question that is soon going to be answered, as Cody Rhodes drops Austin Theory with a DDT. This may be Cody Rhodes' return to the WWE, but he has been active as all hell ever since he left in 2016. He is back, and he is better than ever in the prime of his career tonight here at WrestleMania. But Austin Theory doesn't give a damn about Cody Rhodes' story. He does not want Cody to come and finish the story at WrestleMania. He wants to spoil the return of Cody Rhodes here in Tampa Bay, Florida. Austin Theory heading to the top rope. Cody Rhodes down and out, and Theory with a splash. Uncharacteristic for the young man, but wants the victory more than ever. Austin Theory, I believe, might have a cut over the eye. I cannot really see from my vantage point. The offensive flurry from Cody Rhodes may have opened up the wound of Austin Theory here tonight at WrestleMania. What a scoop and a slam by the American Nightmare. A count of two when Theory gets the shoulder up. Austin Theory, still very young in his career here at WrestleMania, but you remember the 2022 Austin Theory had, from debuting on the main roster to several months later winning the WWE Championship back on August the 7th at Extreme Rules. He may have only held the title for 34 days up until Judgment Day, losing it back to the Rated R Superstar Edge last year, but still, Austin Theory turned a lot of heads in 2022. A rivalry with John Cena that lasted 3 matches. Austin Theory got his hand raised in one of them. Cannot count out Austin Theory. Yes, he's young. Yes, he may be naive in the eyes of men like Cody Rhodes, but Theory's going to have a long career ahead of him here in WWE. Tonight, Cody Rhodes wants the spotlight on him, and Austin Theory has something to say about it. But here comes Cody, slingshot DDT on the apron. Cody Rhodes swinging for absolute fences tonight, looking for a home run. Suicide dive to the outside. The American Nightmare is not wasting any motion tonight. He is bringing the fight to Austin Theory. Cody was set to return here at WrestleMania. Theory wanted the, no pun intended, road to the grandest stage of them all. So saw Cody as an opportunity to get on the marquee, and that is what gets us to this matchup here tonight. Meanwhile, Cody Rhodes scaling the top rope while Austin Theory is trying to get Tampa Bay behind him. And what a DDT by the American Nightmare, who is feeling it here at WrestleMania. Oh, Austin Theory has definitely opened up. If he wasn't before, that DDT certainly didn't add, or help it, I should say, aid it in any way, and Cody Rhodes continues to unload on Theory in the corner. Cody Rhodes' first WrestleMania since 2016, finally back home here in WWE with a long career ahead. But right now, it's about getting the victory on Austin Theory, and maneuvers like that are certainly gonna help. Theory gets the shoulder up, but Cody Rhodes, talk about adding some tricks to the trade during his time away here in WWE. A brain buster on the turnbuckle. Austin Theory, we mentioned he was a WWE champion for just over a month last year. He went toe-to-toe with John Cena on several occasions. One of those matches being the last man standing. He is a tough young kid, and he is going to bring the fight to Cody Rhodes, whether we like the attitude of him or not. And Theory's trying in this matchup, but Cody Rhodes is all over him here, and I'm rolling him up for the pinfall, but not just yet. Theory with a shot, and Theory really needs to start piecing together some maneuvers. As, man, we got a closer look there. Theory is really gushing from above the eyebrow, it looks like, as he comes from the top rope. And that happened early on in this matchup. It was in that first minute. Cody Rhodes dropped Austin Theory. I believe it was a DDT that opened up Austin Theory. And the later this matchup goes, that is only going to worsen Austin Theory's chances of getting his hand raised tonight. Going to fatigue you even more as we get to the later rounds in this matchup. Theory now into the corner. Oh no, here comes Austin Theory. Blockbuster to Cody Rhodes. Theory pulling out the best maneuvers in his arsenal. And that was stalking the American Nightmare. Going for the kick. Austin Theory going A-Town down on the American Nightmare. Into the corner, into the cover. And Cody Rhodes gets the shoulder up at basically 2.9, Austin Theory throwing everything in the kitchen sink at Cody. Not even a 1 count there. We have got one hell of a fight here at WrestleMania. Cody Rhodes has been the aggressor for the majority of this matchup, but Austin Theory certainly turned the tides off those series of maneuvers. Cody Rhodes, this is his first night back in WWE. He does not want to come up short on night one. What a springboard clothesline by Cody. And how good it might feel for Austin Theory. And how big of a head he would get if he is able to spoil the return of Cody Rhodes here at WrestleMania. We're going to find out who is going to win this battle among men here tonight in moments. It has been a war since the opening bell. All about bragging rights, all about shining your star the brightest tonight on the grandest stage of them all, WrestleMania. No championship, personally no grudges on the line. It is simply about the competition inside that squared circle right now. At the end of the day, this is what WrestleMania is all about. These kind of fights, this kind of atmosphere, this kind of adrenaline out of these two superstars. As Austin Theory goes to the top rope, Cody Rhodes, his wheels are spinning, could be looking for a superplex, or wait a minute, the same brainbuster he hit earlier. Go to the well with what works. That is the motto of the American Nightmare tonight. And Cody Rhodes follows it up with a boot right to the eyebrow, or I should say the open wound of Austin Theory, who's been gushing throughout this entire matchup, and Cody following it up with a series of elbow drops to the heart. Cody not done yet. Neither is Austin Theory. Never count out this young man, the former WWE champion. Looking to get the biggest win of his young career tonight. Certainly the biggest win of his 2023. Getting whipped off into the corner. Cody Rhodes following up with a little bit of offense. How good it's going to feel if Cody Rhodes walks into his first WrestleMania in several years and walks away with a victory. Certainly may be on the verge of doing so. And Austin Theory is in trouble. Cody Rhodes has got his eyes locked. I think we know what's coming. Crossroads into the cover. Whoa, no! Austin Theory gets the shoulder up. Ladies and gentlemen, I was ready to call it. I thought Cody had Austin Theory there. Theory kicked out of the Crossroads, and quite frankly, I'm shocked. Austin Theory's been busted open since the opening bell. Cody Rhodes has thrown a little bit of everything and more at Austin Theory, including the Crossroads, excuse me. But somehow Theory is still into this thing. Cody able to counter the suplex from Theory, and you gotta wonder, even though Theory got the shoulder off the canvas, is it because he still has fight left in the tank, or was it purely out of instinct? There's a bulldog by the American Nightmare. Theory's down. Cody Rhodes. Oh no. Heading to the top rope. What has Cody got in mind? Moonsault! Rhodes wants the victory and he wants it bad. And he's not done just yet. Looking to roll up Austin Theory for the pinfall. Make it a deuce. Not just yet as Theory kicks out again. Both of these men kicking out of each other's best maneuvers. There's an exploder suplex by Austin Theory. Cody kips up. Theory with the neck breaker. Follows it up with the shooting star. Into the cover. Cody kicks out again. We are witnessing a WrestleMania classic between the now all-day Austin Theory and the returning American Nightmare Cody Rhodes, who avoided disaster and follows it up with an elbow right to the face of Austin Theory. Now what has Cody got in mind? Off the middle buckle with the tornado DDT on the bloody head of the all-day superstar. I mean, Cody's got to be shocked. He hit that Crossroads, and I bet you believe Cody thought he had it there. I'm sure Cody did not come into this match taking Austin Theory lightly. He knows what Theory has accomplished within the last year. But nonetheless, the Crossroads you thought would have done this thing, but maybe that slam's going to do it. Theory kicks out again, and this matchup rolls on. I cannot believe it. Cody's got to be questioned if he's got what it takes to get the victory tonight. Maybe he did underestimate Austin Theory. Maybe he didn't prepare enough for this matchup against the youngest and brightest star on Monday Night Raw. Theory trying to take down Cody. Cody, however, oh, look at this unique pinfall there into the bridge. Cody, this might do it. 1, 2, no! Theory kicks out again. You know, you may not like the attitude, you may not like the actions of Austin Theory, but you cannot knock his efforts. A talented young superstar who is showing his worth tonight at WrestleMania. Meanwhile, Cody Rhodes just wants to walk away with the victory on return night. Oh, look at that, caught Theory into an exploder. And now unloading on Austin Theory. Cody Rhodes is fired up. Raymond James Stadium, Tampa Bay, Florida, 65,000 plus coming unglued for the American Nightmare. What a WrestleMania Saturday it has been. We're nowhere near over yet. Meanwhile, Cody avoids Austin Theory's onslaught again. This has been all Cody Rhodes for the last number of minutes. Theory is really just surviving. Cody into the bridge again, and Theory gets the shoulder up. Is it instinct, or does he have gas left in the tank? Quite frankly, it's now or never for Austin Theory. He can't just keep playing defense. At some point, the tank's gonna run empty, and Cody Rhodes is gonna walk away with the victory. Oh, for the shot, Austin Theory with one of his own. Cody counters again. Cody got the boot of Theory. Axe hammer to Austin. Cody heading back up to the top rope. Going for a clothesline, and he hits it. Several different maneuvers from high-risk vantage points in this match by Cody Rhodes, and they've all worked out to fruition. And now following it up with an Alabama slam in Tampa Bay. This has been all Cody Rhodes the last few minutes, but as we mentioned a moment ago, how long can Austin Theory simply survive in this matchup? He needs offense, and he needs offense now. And that may be what is coming, and he's got Cody Rhodes in the corner. Whipping Cody off into the ropes. Discus forearm by Austin Theory. Again, Cody Rhodes trips him up. You cannot knock the hustle of Cody Rhodes tonight, who whips Theory off, goes for the clothesline. Theory able to avoid it. Now Theory going behind on Cody Rhodes. Cody goes behind on Theory. Man, big fight feel right now as the momentum in this matchup starts to hinder back and forth as Cody drops an elbow. Looked like on the back of the neck of Austin Theory. The hell is it gonna take to keep one of these men down tonight at WrestleMania? Cody, oh, he's going for a maneuver there. Austin Theory a little out of the vantage point. But he's gotta stay focused here. let his desperation for victory almost drive him off the rails tonight and allow a mistake. Austin Theory, kick to the gut, spinning Cody Rhodes out again! And I don't know if there's any getting up from that. Theory gonna spoil the return of Cody Rhodes, no! You have gotta be kidding me! Cody Rhodes kicked out again, and this matchup is still going. What a fight! This is what WrestleMania is all about, as Theory's hung up in the tree of woe, and Cody looks to take the wind out from under him. Mind you, Austin Theory has been busted open since the opening bell. And Cody Rhodes has got his eyes locked on Theory. Grabbing a hold. He could be looking for Crossroads number 2. And Cody not watching his ring awareness there. Austin Theory's foot under the ropes. Oh wait, Cody heading back to the top rope. And after the Crossroads, follows it up with a moonsault. Into the cover. Theory kicks out. You have got to be kidding me. I don't know if Austin Theory's foot being under the ropes was able to give him that extra moment of rest, but 2 Crossroads, a bloody forehead, and these men throwing every haymaker in their repertoire at each other, and somehow the matchup progresses. It ain't over till we hear a bell. Theory has got Cody in the corner, grounded and pounding by the now of WWE. Theory goes into the cover. Cody is down and out. Will that do it? Cody Rhodes able to muscle Theory off of him. Austin Theory with a kick. Oh no, oh no. Dropping Cody Rhodes. A-Town down. Will that do it? Oh my God. Austin Theory just spoiled the return of the American Nightmare. The hush that has just come over Raymond James Stadium, Tampa Bay, and millions watching around the world cannot believe Cody Rhodes' return was just spoiled by anybody but Austin Theory of all people. I'm shocked, to say the least.
Here is your winner, Austin Theory.
Well, you know what? You may not like Austin Theory. You may not like the way he talks, the way he acts, the way he wrestles, but with blood dripping from the forehead, 2 Crossroads and a hell of a fight later, he is still walking away from WrestleMania with his hand held high. Theory defeats Cody Rhodes. Coming up next here on WrestleMania Saturday, it is the battle of the Cruiserweight Pete Dunne, the Invincible Ilja Dragunov, and a prestigious Intercontinental Championship hangs in the balance. On April the 11th, 2022, an open challenge was laid out by Apollo Crews at Backlash, only to be accepted by the debuting Cruiserweight, Pete Dunne. Dunne officially signed to the main roster on that night, and ever since then, has become one of the most feared superstars in the Monday Night Raw locker room. His beatdown, in-your-face, take-no-prisoner style has led him to not 1, but 2 reigns with the Intercontinental Championship. All the while, Dunne has become one of the faces of Monday Night Raw. Another former NXT United Kingdom champion has arrived on the scene and put the same locker room on notice. Ilja Dragunov has fought with grit and determination to climb the ladder on the red brand, and when opportunity came knocking, he kicked the door down with emphatic force. After defeating Big E on Saturday night's main event, Dragunov earned his #1 contendership for the Intercontinental Championship. Not only are the champion and challenger 2 of the best Monday Night Raw has to offer, but they are 2 of the best fighting out of international soil. In what will surely be one of the hardest hitting bouts in WrestleMania history, the Invincible Ilja Dragunov battles the Cruiserweight Pete Dunne for the prestigious Intercontinental Championship. These 2 competitors have taken Raw by storm over the last year, but there can only be one winner on this night. Dragunov, Dunne, Intercontinental Gold, right here at WrestleMania.
is scheduled for one fall and is for the WWE Intercontinental Championship.
It is time for the Intercontinental Championship to be defended here in Tampa Bay, a title that has been held by so many greats, Hall of Famers like Shawn Michaels, the late great Razor Ramon, The Rock, Bret the Hitman Hart. The list goes on and on. But that man, the #1 contender, the invincible Ilja Dragunov, looks to add his name to that legendary list here tonight at WrestleMania. Ilja Dragunov battles Pete Dunne. Both of these men have been the NXT United Kingdom champion in years past, a title that Pete Dunne held for 685 days, the second longest reign under Walter, who went on to hold the title for 870 days. And the reason we mention that, especially right now, is because the man on your screen, the invincible Ilja Dragunov, was the one that ended Walter's reign, the 870-day reign for the NXT United Kingdom Championship. If Ilja Dragunov can topple that, can fight under that pressure, can make history in that moment, who's to say he can't do it on this stage against Pete Dunne? The first time these men will ever meet inside a WWE ring, and it's for all the marbles. The prestigious Intercontinental Championship, and the stage couldn't be any bigger here at WrestleMania. Ilja Dragunov made his debut on the main roster back in the fall. He has taken Raw by storm, especially in recent months, earning this opportunity back on Saturday night's main event, defeating the New Day's Big E. Dragunov certainly a worthy challenger for Pete Dunne here tonight. And here comes the man of the hour, the Intercontinental Champion, one of the toughest sons of bitches in World Wrestling Entertainment, Cruiserweight, Pete Dunne. In the midst of his second reign with the Intercontinental Championship, Pete Dunne has collectively held the gold for 156 days over the last year. Pete Dunne is squared toe-to-toe with the likes of Drew McIntyre, Sheamus, Tommaso Ciampa. Just this past Monday night on Raw, he was in the ring with the WWE Champion Randy Orton, and very well may have upset Orton had it not been for the shenanigans and the beatdown, the brawl that ensued between Matt Riddle and Randy Orton that caused that match to go to a disqualification. But nonetheless, that was then, this is now, and tonight is what it's all about. Who will thrive under the spotlight? Who will live for the moment and walk away with the Intercontinental Championship on sports entertainment's biggest stage here in Tampa Bay, Florida? The Intercontinental Gold is on the line. Let's send things down to the ring for your official match introductions.
Introducing the challenger from Moscow, Russia, weighing in at 187 pounds, Ilja Dragunov. And introducing the champion from Birmingham, England, weighing in at 205 pounds, he is the WWE Intercontinental Champion, the Cruiserweight, Pete Dunne.
Two of the best to ever be fighting out of international soil meet at the grandest stage. Pete Dunne hands over the Intercontinental Championship, and is he handing it over for the last time? Dragunov takes a look at the prize. That is what is at stake, the Intercontinental title that has been defended successfully and handed over in defeat so many times on this stage alone, WrestleMania. And here we go, Dragunov versus Dunne. This is gonna be a hard-hitting affair. Dragunov coming out swinging right off the get-go here. The invincible #1 contender wants to take full advantage of this opportunity. Dragunov, as we mentioned, earned this matchup in victory by defeating Big E on Saturday night's main event several weeks ago. Followed that up with a win over Cedric Alexander the following week on Raw. And Dragunov already going into the cover on Pete Dunne. And I think Dragunov knows he's not going to get the win just yet, but trying to get into the psyche of the Bruiserweight. Pete Dunne has been one of the most toughest, the most scariest, one of the most meanest superstars in the Monday Night Raw locker room over the last year, and that's for good reason. There's a reason he is in the midst of his second Intercontinental Championship reign right now. Dragunov, look at this, rolling up Pete Dunne. Wants the victory here, and another near fall there. But again, I think Dragunov knows it's not going to be easy to put Pete Dunne away. He has seen the wars that Pete Dunne has been through in his career, whether it's been on Raw, whether it's been in NXT, whether it's been on the independents, internationally around the world. These two men may have not been toe-to-toe with each other inside of this squared circle before, but it does not mean they are strangers to each other. They have traveled the world. They have known of each other for several years. They have scouted each other for several years. Tonight is just the night to put those lessons into effect. Now Pete Dunne off the German suplex. This is what Pete Dunne does best. Beats down his opponent, limb by limb, body part by body part, makes them scream for agony until an ultimate defeat. Dragunov trying to avoid it, however. Nice uppercut by the #1 contender as he takes out the exposed knee of Pete Dunne. Two former NXT United Kingdom champions. As we mentioned, Pete Dunne held the NXT United Kingdom title for 685 days. That championship reign ended to Imperium's ring general Walter, who went on to hold the gold. Wait a minute here. Dragunov into the bridge to win the title, not just yet. Walter went on to hold that NXT United Kingdom Championship for 870 days. That reign expired at the hands of the man in the red and black right now, Ilja Dragunov. Dragunov held the United Kingdom Championship for 347 days. It was a full year at the top of the mountain. Tonight is not about that gold as much as it is about the history between these two men, but tonight it is about the Intercontinental Championship. And so far, they've been tit for tat with each other throughout this contest is done since Dragunov over the top rope and down to the floor. What an amazing night it has been here at WrestleMania. Hot off the heels of that incredible Austin Theory versus Cody Rhodes encounter moments ago. Now these two, Pete Dunne and Ilja Dragunov, fighting tooth and nail for the Intercontinental Championship. Pete Dunne is just having his way with the #1 contender on the outside of the ring right now, and looking to snap the arm out of its socket. And Dragunov, look at that, not going down without a fight. Dragunov, you're gonna have to literally break his arm off his body if you want to keep the man they call the Invincible One down for good. As he takes down Pete Dunne with that very unique takedown again. And Dragunov, looking to continue the offense, sends the Cruiserweight into the corner. All the marbles on the line in this matchup. Dragunov not looking to leave WrestleMania empty-handed, but Pete Dunne wants to continue his Intercontinental Championship reign. Dragunov sends Pete Dunne to the corner again. What does the Invincible One have in mind for the Cruiserweight? Whatever it is, Pete Dunne had it scouted. Oh, now look at this. This is what Pete Dunne does best. Snaps the fingers at Dragunov. Dragunov counters, pulls him in. Exploder by the #1 contender. Back and forth we go in this matchup for the Intercontinental title. These men are giving it all they have so far in this matchup. Neither man has gotten really the advantage so far, at least for a few moments at a time. Dragunov just yanking Pete Dunne off the ropes, now coming off the top himself with a knee right to the rib cage, and that may do it. And Dunne able to get the shoulder up, and that was a close call by Dragunov there. Dropping the knee to the ribs of Pete Dunne. If a man can't breathe, a man can't fight. Dragunov was looking for the kill, but it's not enough on Pete Dunne just yet. Now Pete Dunne again sending Dragunov over the top rope and down to the floor. Pete Dunne honestly smart to take this moment here. He got Dragunov out of the way. Well, now he's going after him. Dragunov now sends Pete Dunne away, and if I was Pete Dunne, I would have stayed in the ring right now. I don't never want to, dip my toes too far into the pool, but Pete Dunne had a moment to rest there, and he wanted to go after Dragunov, but honestly, after all that offense Dragunov had obtained coming off the top rope with that knee, might have been smart for Pete Dunne to stay down, because right now Dragunov is still in the driver's seat. But don't count out Pete Dunne. We have seen him fight from hell and under. And a kick to Dragunov. Would have been a knockout blow if I ever saw one. Referee's at a count of 7 right now. These men got to get back into the ring, or at least Dragunov does. Pete Dunne can take a draw if need be and still retain the Intercontinental Championship. Dragunov back into the ring, and Pete Dunne better keep his eye on the #1 contender who goes for the dropkick to the back. Pete Dunne avoids it. And now Dunne again. He's really been working on those arms of Dragunov throughout this matchup, trying to avoid those uppercuts, those lariats, those enziguris, and Dragunov gets the shoulder up. Pete Dunne, splitting the eyes of Dragunov there. Oh, and he does it again. Oh, and Dragunov got busted open on that second split of the eyes by Pete Dunne. And now Pete Dunne's got a submission hold in, almost a reverse triangle choke here. Dragunov, instead of head down, is face up. And now he's trying to battle out of it, and he does. But the story there, 2 boot scrapes by Pete Dunne, and Dragunov is rocking the Crimson Mask over the right eye. And I don't know, I mean, Austin Theory survived basically his entire matchup moments ago with a bloodied eyebrow as well, but will Dragunov be able to withstand the offense of one of the hardest hitting superstars in the locker room, that being Pete Dunne, when he's got a target on his face right now? Dragunov trying to fight. You saw that exploder moments ago. Got the near fall, but he's still unloading on the Cruiserweight. Dragunov's got to fight. He got to realize he has a target on his face right now, and if Pete Dunne is able to get back into this matchup, it may be all she wrote. That was a stiff elbow by the Intercontinental Champion, who looks to follow it up with a double underhook suplex. Now Dragunov, there's the counter, and starting to get back to where we started in this matchup, back and forth between champion and challenger. Dragunov goes for a shot, Dunne with a counter of his own. Now goes double underhook again. Dragunov, however, had it scouted that time, lands on his feet, and now it's got Pete Dunne up. Oh, goes for the fireman's carry, but Pete Dunne lands on his feet. Now whips him off with the lariat, finally ends that exchange. Who is going to be the last man standing for the Intercontinental Championship here tonight at WrestleMania? Now Dragunov whips the Cruiserweight off. Pete Dunne goes for the clothesline. Dragunov outrunning the champion here, and another lariat to the Intercontinental Champ. Now goes for the senton again, and he hits it flush. What is Dragunov going to have to do? What is he going to have to pull out of the arsenal to keep down Pete Dunne, who's been an oh-so-impressive Intercontinental Champion for a collective 156 days over the last 365? Trying to unload on Pete Dunne. There's another chop. Another one. Forearm. Dragunov is teeing off right now on the Intercontinental Champion. Pete Dunne, he's got to get the hands up before he gets knocked out to a cold, bitter end. And there's a freaking carry to try to stop that. Pete Dunne just got the hell beat out of him by Ilja Dragunov. I don't know. You might have just pissed off the Intercontinental Champion. Oh, my goodness. Bare boot to the face, but he's not done. We said he was working on the arms earlier, and he's going back to the well on the fingers now. And a knee to the lower back. Dragunov is getting beaten to a bloody pulp. Dragunov kicks out, and the matchup continues. What a war for the Intercontinental Championship. These hallowed halls of Raymond James Stadium never gonna forget the war that is taking place in the middle of the squared circle. Oh, and Pete Dunne, a forearm right to the open wound of the #1 contender. But Dragunov cannot be kept down. And quite frankly, neither can Pete Dunne. We said it in the previous matchup, we gotta say it again. This one might just come down to who just has 0 left in the tank. These guys are going to keep swinging till they're absolutely on E. Pete Dunne sit atop the rope. Meanwhile, Ilja Dragunov looking to meet him up there. Could be looking for a superplex down to the canvas. Pete Dunne down and out. Ilja Dragunov, oh wait a minute, heading into the corner. Ilja Dragunov, eyes locked, eyes loaded, full head of steam. Down goes the Intercontinental Champion. The cover. Ilja Dragunov makes his legend known. come to WrestleMania and make them famous. There is a new Intercontinental Champion aboard, and his name is the Invincible Ilja Dragunov. And after that war of attrition, a sign of respect between these two international competitors, you love to see it, especially on this stage. But the story remains. Pete Dunne falls to a broken, bitter end as the Invincible Ilja Dragunov is victorious at WrestleMania. Well, ladies and gentlemen, the stage is set for a monstrous collision. I hope the ring here in Tampa Bay has been reinforced, because it is time for King Kong versus Godzilla for the first time ever here at WrestleMania.
The following contest is scheduled for one fall. Making his way to the ring from Lagos, Nigeria, weighing in at 400 pounds, Omas!
The Nigerian giant, the colossal Omas, laid out the challenge, an open contract, wanted anybody in World Wrestling Entertainment to step up and fight him here on this stage. And who answered the call? None other than the Beast Incarnate, Brock Lesnar. And now here in Tampa Bay, at the Showcase of the Immortals, it is the Giant versus the Beast. For the very first time, Omas locks horn with the alpha male of our species. We've said it before, we'll say it again. I hope this ring is reinforced, because there is a monstrous collision coming its way. A match that may topple all of Tampa Bay. Here comes the Beast Incarnate, the alpha male of our species, Brock Lesnar. Big fight feel at one place and one place only, WrestleMania.
And his opponent from Minneapolis, Minnesota, weighing in at 295 pounds, Brock Lesnar!
Business has just picked up. Omas wanted a fight, and he's got the war of all wars standing ahead of him. Omas has been dominant. He is battle tested, and he is fight ready. But there may be no man who fits that motive, who fits that narrative more than the man with that kind of agility, with that kind of strength, with that kind of intimidation, more than Brock Lesnar. This is not Brock Lesnar's first stance on this stage. He's won gold here before. He's main evented here before. But tonight is a first time ever meeting against a completely new foe and the Nigerian giant Omas. Well, here we go, ladies and gentlemen. WrestleMania Saturday continues. First time ever. Oh, you hear the crowd here in Tampa Bay. They want Suplex City out of the Beast Incarnate, and they're gonna get it immediately. We have seen Brock Lesnar drop Omas with not one, but two F5s the night he returned to Monday Night Raw. Lesnar tried to ambush Omas on Saturday night's main event a few weeks ago, and Omas was ready. He came prepared. He laid out Brock Lesnar dead center of the ring. And it was this past Monday night on Raw, Omas went one-on-one with AJ Styles. Brock Lesnar able to take Omas' eye off the ball and cost him that matchup against the Phenomenal One. A man who we'll see inside of that ring tomorrow night, WrestleMania Sunday. And Omas has got Brock Lesnar down, and look at the strength by the Nigerian giant, press slamming Brock Lesnar over his head. There is not many competitors who are stronger than Brock Lesnar. There are not many competitors that are bigger than Brock Lesnar but Omas may be that superstar. Brock Lesnar getting back into this, at least for a moment, taking Omas off his feet. But if we know one thing about Omas, it's already difficult to take him off his feet, but keeping him off his feet for a long period of time is a completely different story. We'll see if Brock Lesnar, however, has done his homework on the big man and has a recipe for success here tonight. Omas, a shot to the gut of Brock. We just talked about moments ago how Pete Dunne and Ilja Dragunov was a war of attrition. This one is just going to be a war of the absolute biggest and baddest. Who will survive this first time ever collision? And there's that Alabama slam, the same one he hit on Saturday night's main event, into the cover to defeat Brock Lesnar. Not just yet. This will no doubt be the biggest win of Omos' young career if he can defeat Brock Lesnar here at WrestleMania. It's gonna take a lot more than a couple of shots, even if they're coming from somebody with the size and stature of the Nigerian Giant, to keep Brock Lesnar down. But this may do the trick. Running boot scrape, and you might find Brock Lesnar's brain all the way up at the top of this stadium. Lesnar kicks out at one. You gotta be kidding me. That keeps down most mortal men. But Brock Lesnar's looking for immortality tonight. Omas, however, looking for the same, and will stop at nothing until Brock Lesnar is leaving Raymond James Stadium on crutches tonight. Lesnar countering out Omas. Oh no, Brock Lesnar, the strength to be able to get him off his feet. Kimura locked in. How much does he have it on the size of Omas, though? The bigger arms. And you see Omas able to battle out of it there, throwing a couple of haymakers. Lesnar locked in that Kimura lock. Omas was able to struggle out of it, but Lesnar is back on his feet, and he's swinging for the fences right now. Lefts and rights, followed by a DDT. Back into the cover by the Beast Incarnate. And Omas kicks out at one again. Oh, but Brock ain't done. Brock's wheels are spinning right now. And Brock Lesnar smells blood in the water. Omas is down. Oh, wait a minute. Lesnar's got him up. The biggest F5 in WrestleMania history. Thanks for coming, Omas. You have been another victim of Suplex City. Brock Lesnar doesn't get paid by the hour. He showed up in Tampa Bay and he got the results he wanted in short order fashion. What an F5 to bring this fight to a conclusion.
Here is your winner, Brock Lesnar.
Lesnar defeats Omas tonight, but I think the grander story is this. Brock Lesnar is back. And now that WrestleMania is come and gone for the Beast Incarnate, what is next on the agenda of the man we call the alpha male of our species, the Beast Incarnate, Brock Lesnar? What a fight here at WrestleMania, but ladies and gentlemen, the action continues in 24 hours. WrestleMania Sunday. And in the main event tomorrow night, the WWE Championship will be on the line in a very personal battle. No holds barred between the Royal Rumble match winner, the original Bro, Matt Riddle, and the Apex Predator, the Viper, and of course, the WWE Champion, Randy Orton. Also coming your way tomorrow night at WrestleMania, SmackDown's LA Knight has an open challenge, open contract. Who is going to accept? Will it be somebody from SmackDown? Somebody from Raw? Who is going to step up and meet LA Knight inside of that ring? As we found out earlier tonight, the WWE World Tag Team titles will be decided. The Dusty Classic winners from SmackDown, Ricochet and Ali, meet DIY, Johnny Gargano, and Tommaso Ciampa for the gold. It is a first time ever meeting between two SmackDown All-Stars. The glorious one, Robert Roode, got the match he wanted. And tomorrow night, he goes one-on-one with the franchise player of WWE, John Cena. Another first time ever meeting set for WrestleMania Sunday, and the gold of the country is on the line. The almighty Bobby Lashley, the ring general Walter and Lashley for the United States Championship, who will survive and walk away the winner. It is an epic tag team grudge match courtesy of Monday Night Raw. The Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn regime have been looking to take over. Edge and AJ Styles have been thorns in their side. Who is going to walk away with their hand raised tomorrow night? And also coming your way courtesy of Monday Night Raw, the WWE Women's Championship will be on the line. The number one contender, the man, Becky Lynch, looks to take down the dominating, intimidating Empress of Tomorrow, Asuka, who is going to leave the new WWE Women's Champion. Well, ladies and gentlemen, coming up next is the main event of WrestleMania Saturday. The number one contender, Drew McIntyre. The visionary, Seth Rollins. Who wants it more? Who will thrive for the moment? Who will leave World Heavyweight Champion? At WrestleMania, the World Heavyweight Championship will be contested between a warrior and a visionary. But in order to get to the future, we must look towards the past. A year of heartbreak, a year of failure, a year of self-doubt. 2022 was plagued with darkness for the man who once slayed a beast on the grandest stage. For this warrior, Drew McIntyre, he took the battleground time and time again, only to come up short when it mattered most. But as for his opponent, 2022 was a roller coaster that ended on the highest of highs. For this visionary, Seth Rollins, he stood toe-to-toe with the highest of flyers, hungriest of challengers, and franchise players, yet still found himself in the utmost glory. And although this revolutionary seemed to be operating better than ever, you can never keep down a fighter who once stood in his shoes. Cena's down, McIntyre, oh my goodness, look at the strength, gut-wrench, power bomb, sits out with it into the cover! Drew McIntyre is going to WrestleMania! Look into the eyes of the challenger, the man who will try to knock Seth Rollins off the top of the mountain at the grandest stage of them all, WrestleMania! At Elimination Chamber, Drew McIntyre walked into the concrete jungle, took over as the head of the pack, and set his sights on his final destination. The man once called the Chosen One looks to fulfill a lifelong destiny. The pressure has never been heavier on the shoulders of McIntyre. Can he silence the world, prove that 2022 was only a test, and that this year marks the beginning of a whole new story? Seth Rollins has dominated every single man who has stepped in front of him for months, but when the lights are on bright, will the results be the same? Is Rollins going to use McIntyre as just another stepping stone in his World Championship reign? Or will Drew McIntyre finally become the man he once was all over again? This is it, for all the bragging rights, for the brightest spotlight, for a championship with such rich history. Who will leave the showcase of the immortals with true immortality? A chosen one, a visionary, the Scottish warrior, the revolutionary, Drew McIntyre, Seth Rollins, the World Heavyweight Championship. Destiny awaits.
The following contest is scheduled for one fall and is for the World Heavyweight Championship.
the Scottish Warrior, the self-proclaimed Chosen One, the #1 contender, Drew McIntyre. You want to talk about destiny? Is tonight the night that Drew McIntyre fulfills the long-awaited prophecy and becomes the World Heavyweight Champion in front of a sold-out capacity crowd at the Showcase of the Immortals. Drew McIntyre experienced loss, experienced failure, experienced defeat time and time again in 2022. But those losses, those experiences have only made Drew McIntyre hungrier. They've only made the Warrior want this so much more. And Drew McIntyre outlasted 5 of SmackDown's best inside the Elimination Chamber to earn his spot in tonight's main event, WrestleMania Saturday, for the World Heavyweight Championship. But no matter how much momentum McIntyre has, is anybody operating on a better level than the Visionary, than the Revolutionary, than the World Heavyweight Champion? Seth Rollins has been World Heavyweight Champion atop of Friday Night SmackDown for 78 days. He has not lost in WWE in 149 days. Since being the World Champion, Rollins owns victories over Buddy Murphy, Robert Roode, Dominik Mysterio, the Hurricane, Dexter Lumis, Jeff Hardy, Dolph Ziggler on 2 occasions, and he has pinned John Cena 3 separate times. Seth Rollins is a part of the best. But the fact is, he may be leading the pack as the absolute best. But tonight is where you prove it. Tonight is the big dance. And tonight is for all the gold.
Introducing the challenger from Ayr, Scotland, weighing in at 254 pounds, Drew McIntyre. And introducing the champion from Davenport, Iowa, weighing in at 217 pounds, he is the World Heavyweight Champion, Seth Rollins!
Ladies and gentlemen, it is main event time! February 25th, Raymond James Stadium, Tampa Bay, Florida, WrestleMania Saturday. And Friday Night SmackDown's best of the best are in the main event. McIntyre, Rollins. The bell has sounded and the world title's on the line. Who wants it more? We are gonna find out right here tonight at WrestleMania. McIntyre has been the WWE Champion. He defeated Brock Lesnar at WrestleMania for the gold on a night, on a WrestleMania in front of nobody, in front of no audience. McIntyre, people have wondered if he will crack under the pressure of finally making it back to the big stage and competing in front of 65,000 plus. But as mentioned in the video package beforehand, McIntyre is out tonight to prove his naysayers wrong and to prove his supporters correct. And Seth Rollins wasting no time looking to take out McIntyre off that middle rope Phoenix Splash and follows it up with a knee. We mentioned the list of opponents Seth Rollins has defeated. over the last number of months. We have said it time and time again. We are not sure if Seth Rollins, or I should say if anybody in WWE, is operating on a better level than the visionary of WWE. You might not like Seth Rollins' cocky attitude, you might not like his actions sometimes, but there's no doubting his talents, no doubting his abilities, and no doubting that he absolutely hasn't earned every victory as the World Heavyweight Champion. McIntyre's looking to spoil that reign tonight, but Rollins wants to end this thing early, trying to take the wind out of the sails of McIntyre, but McIntyre gets the shoulder up. Seth Rollins has got to continue to just beat down McIntyre, take the audience out of this, take Drew McIntyre's hopes and dreams out of this, and pick apart the man like he has done to so many others. McIntyre avoiding disaster off that moonsault, and a nice headbutt there. Drew McIntyre, and now pummeling away on Seth Rollins. He's got to beat the piss out of the world champion tonight if he wants to leave with the gold. And he's looking to do just that as he sends Rollins for a ride. McIntyre is as hungry as I have ever seen him these last number of months. He wants this more than possibly anybody, but does he have what it takes to dethrone Seth Rollins? Rollins not even allowing a 1 count there as McIntyre whips him off, and a nice overhead throw by the Scottish Warrior. Now McIntyre going back again, just pummeling the world champion. We're going to talk about Rollins trying to take the wins out of McIntyre's sails. McIntyre's trying to make sure Rollins can't make it to those deep championship rounds that he has thrived in throughout his reign. Oh, and Rollins with a ripcord knee on McIntyre. This has been pedal to the metal since the opening bell. This is what the main event of WrestleMania is all about, leaving it all in the ring and never looking back. Now Rollins going back to the top rope. McIntyre's down. Frog splash by Rollins. Vintage, visionary, inside of the squared circle. And I'll follow it up with a knee directly into the spine that may as well be right into the heart of Drew McIntyre. Trying to take McIntyre out of this matchup, and Drew able to counter. Oh, goes for a shot there, but Rollins had to scout it, and McIntyre. I don't know if Rollins, if it's smart for Rollins, I should say, to throw haymakers with the Scottish Warrior. Oh, McIntyre with another hard shot. Falls over the kick, falls over the chop, goes for the headbutt. Rollins counters and sends the #1 contender over the top rope. What a WrestleMania Saturday it has been thus far, and this is your main event of night 1. We will be back tomorrow night for WrestleMania Sunday at 5 p.m. Eastern Time. Another live premiere. You're not going to want to miss it. McIntyre grabbing Seth Rollins again and throws him into the ring apron. Rollins sent McIntyre to the outside originally, but I don't know if that was the best idea, surrounding Drew McIntyre with the accessories at ringside. McIntyre knows he can't win via count out, gonna head back into the ring after doing a little bit of punishment to the world champion. And now sending Rollins off, pulls him back in, tilt-to-world backbreaker to the world heavyweight champion. Rollins has defeated everybody that has been put in front of him over the last couple of months on Friday Night SmackDown. Is Drew McIntyre gonna be the kryptonite, however, or is Seth Rollins just better than anybody right now? This Seth Rollins truly operating on a different level than the rest of the WWE locker room? That is what we will find out in this main event. As Rollins looks to take the momentum back, goes for the kick to the gut. McIntyre counters, misses for a shot. Another hard-hitting chop. McIntyre's really throwing a lot of strikes tonight, just trying to knock the wind out of Seth Rollins and let that punishment add up in the process. Whipped them off there. Rollins is able to avoid whatever McIntyre had in mind, and Rollins drops him with the DDT. McIntyre's been in control the last few minutes, now gets a taste of his own medicine as the world champion is unloading on the #1 contender right now and just pummeling Drew McIntyre in the corner in Tampa Bay. Stomping a mutt hole, if you will. The World Heavyweight Champion loving his own work as McIntyre's down on the canvas. There's the kip up, goes for the clothesline, and absolutely takes off the head of Rollins. Back into the corner. Do not keep down, or not count out McIntyre, I should say, for very long. Squashes Rollins in the corner, now the reverse suplex. Letting Rollins eat the canvas, and McIntyre to win the world title here at WrestleMania, not just yet. After everything McIntyre has been through over the last 365 days, he has worked so hard to get better, worked so hard to get back to this moment. He does not want to see the opportunity pass through his fingers tonight, and he's willing to do anything, even going off the top rope in uncharacteristic fashion. Rollins gets the shoulder up, and the damage has certainly got to be done after driving the elbow right into the sternum of the world champion. McIntyre again sending Seth Rollins over. Rollins able to hang on, but I don't think McIntyre, he's got an answer for every question Rollins is going to throw at him tonight. Or at least he better hope. McIntyre, oh man, was going for a punt kick, it looked like there. And coming from a tree trunk leg the size of McIntyre, that would have took him out. Wait a minute! Curb stomp! McIntyre's WrestleMania and world title dreams may have just gone up in smoke. Into the cover. The kick out. McIntyre with the kick out of the curb stomp. Does anybody want the world championship more? Does anybody want the moment more than the Scottish breathing son of a bitch and Drew McIntyre? McIntyre kicked out of Seth Rollins' best move in his arsenal, the curb stomp, and somehow the Scottish Warrior is still breathing. Rollins muscles up McIntyre, and McIntyre face plants on the canvas again. Rollins heads back up, McIntyre kips up, able to trip up Seth Rollins, and Rollins goes down. McIntyre, you smell the sense of urgency out of the #1 contender. After the curb stomp, he knows he's got to turn the gear up to 10 right now. Now Drew whips off Rollins. Shoulder block there. He's got to unload. He's got to give everything he's got to this matchup tonight. There can be nothing left behind. No holding back as he sits out into the cover. Will that do it to win the gold dead center of the ring? But Rollins still has fight left in him. Gotta wonder what the psyche of Rollins is right now. That curb stomp, usually the final nail in the coffin. Not able to put McIntyre away just yet. Has Rollins blown a load already as McIntyre has got him on the top rope. Look at the strength of the #1 contender. Down goes the champion from oh so high in the air. And McIntyre is still not done. Rollins on spaghetti legs, but there's a counter by the champion. World title's on the line. Rollins not looking to give an inch as he super kicks the nose of Drew McIntyre here. And Rollins in the corner. Well, McIntyre, you want to talk about dazed? Look no further than the #1 contender. Behind the back Rollins goes, and that may do it. After the curb stomp plus a final blow to retain the world title. No, McIntyre survives again. Seth Rollins has got to be racking his brain right now as to what the hell he's got to do to keep down Drew McIntyre tonight. Rollins may be better than ever, but is Drew McIntyre just too motivated for anybody humanly possible to keep McIntyre down and out tonight? Rollins sends the big man over the top rope and sends him down to the floor off the snap off the top rope. Now Rollins going to continue the fight, sends the world champion back in the ring after he takes that fall. The champ's going after him. There's a chop from Rollins. Rollins unloading him. The #1 contender again. McIntyre kips up, grabs the champion, and sends him into the ropes. Rollins able to block it. Collar and elbow again here as McIntyre sends Rollins into the corner, and there's a boot again. McIntyre getting back into this matchup, trying to rally the crowd here in Tampa Bay, but he's got to keep his eyes on the world champion. And that misstep may have just handed Rollins the victory tonight here at WrestleMania. Into the cover he goes to retain the gold. McIntyre survives. McIntyre's got to keep his eye on the ball. He can't be rallying the troops right now. Tampa Bay is behind him. He's got to know that, and he's got to stay focused. And an elbow takes the champ off his feet, at least for a moment. Got to keep your foot on the gas, as McIntyre is stomping out the heart of the World Heavyweight Champion. Back into the corner goes Rollins. McIntyre putting him on the top rope. What has he got in mind here? Just ragdolls him off the top, and Rollins takes a fall. And oh no, McIntyre's in the corner. If he hits this, it may be all she wrote. Claymore! To accomplish a lifelong dream. No! Rollins kicks out. You've got to be kidding me. Seth Rollins survives. And the World Heavyweight Championship main event rolls on another moment. McIntyre shot his best shot at Rollins right there. The Claymore kick, and somehow, some way, Seth Rollins survives. Rollins now on the apron, goes for the springboard, goes for the knee. McIntyre gets out of the way. McIntyre still finds himself with the upper hand, at least for the moment. Got to capitalize where the champion's weary. Who's got the intestinal fortitude to dig down deep, reach into their heart, reach into their soul, fight another moment, fight another minute, and walk away as the World Heavyweight Champion? Rollins is down right now. McIntyre continues to fight. Goes for the headbutt there. Rollins counters, but McIntyre with a counter. Goes for the haymaker, hits the kick. McIntyre unloading, another reversal by Rollins. Goes for the kick, another reversal by McIntyre, but Rollins hits the enziguri. McIntyre pops up, swinging neck breaker by that Scottish breathing son of a bitch, Drew McIntyre. Rollins with another kick, but McIntyre will not stay down. Rollins is down on the canvas. McIntyre's wheels are turning. If he hits this, Claymore number 2 it will be. There it is. Will that do it? The dreams of Drew McIntyre have finally been realized. And the Chosen One's prophecy has been fulfilled on the showcase of the Immortals. Holy hell, what a main event. Seth Rollins toppled them all, but he was not good enough to outlast the Scottish Warrior, the man who just wanted it more. Drew McIntyre has accomplished a lifelong dream and is the new World Heavyweight Champion.
Here is your winner, and the new World Heavyweight Champion, Drew McIntyre.
We called it destiny, and destiny it was. Failure becomes triumph. Failure becomes victories. Failure becomes winning it all on the grandest stage of them all. 2022, lesson learned for Drew McIntyre. 2023, destiny is fulfilled on the biggest night of Drew McIntyre's career. WrestleMania Saturday, one for the history books. And we're not done. We'll be back here tomorrow night, 5 p.m. Eastern Time, for WrestleMania Sunday. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for joining us in Raymond James Stadium, Tampa Bay, Florida, 65,000 strong. The Scottish Warrior, the Chosen One, fulfills a lifelong prophecy, destiny that it was. The new World Heavyweight Champion, Drew McIntyre!
Game face on when I chase like that. Yeah, I play so strong with a knife in the back. I'ma swing home run like a baseball bat. Gonna see me rise if you hate on that. I don't play both sides, doing me no cap. I'm a ride.